Goodwill. Taking another stop at Goodwill here. Oh, okay, some electronic stuff. Skylanders Portal for $9.99. Really a very good deal. Let's see, Disney Infinity. You know, these portals are kind of just sitting in landfills. I think that was $4.99. That's not a very good deal either. Check out the media at least. That's where the good deals are, right, guys? A lot of DVDs. A lot of VHS tapes. That's not very interesting to me. I'm looking for the video games, some disc only stuff they should have probably just thrown away. But no matter. We'll look at this other Goodwill. I went across town, looked at another Goodwill. Let's look at their media. Oh, looks like all DVDs. Okay, a lot of DVDs. Usually there's some video games mixed in though, right? Let's see if there's any video games mixed in. I don't see any yet, but let's see. CDs always have maybe a PlayStation game in there. Dreamcast. No. VHS tapes, books. Where
the video games?
So this is a problem I've had now with Goodwill for going on. I'm trying to think, maybe past almost year and a half, I would say. They don't have any video games anymore. Which is, I used to do well at Goodwill. I used to get some good stuff there. It was never my go-to. It was never my favorite place to go hunting for games. But I used to always be able to at least count on the idea that I was going to get at least maybe a half-decent PS2 game, or maybe a Mario Kart would pop up there. And every once in a while I got something good. I got a Conker's Bad Fur Day at Goodwill. I was able to get a whole bunch of cartridge games back in the day at Goodwill. I got Fatal Frame 1 and 2 on Xbox, Panzer Dragoon on Xbox, Wild Arms 2. I got my copy of Klonoa on PS1 there. I got some great finds back then. I got some really solid stuff back then. But it's not natural to go to a Goodwill anymore and see that everything, and I mean everything, there's not a single you won't find a video game there. You won't find Madden 08 on 360 there anymore. You won't find a Wii Fit. You won't find Kinect Adventures. The stuff that you would never go into a Goodwill and not see a single video game mixed in with the media. Never. You would always find some crappy game, but now you don't even find the crappy games, and it's so weird to see. And it's just why I've given up on looking at Goodwills, and I go to other thrift stores now. On top of that, Goodwill's just become really overpriced lately. You can see those Skylander portals for $9.99 each. They've been sitting there for months. Disney Infinity portal for $4.99. I know some of those portals have some decent value, but they have no business being $9.99 at a Goodwill. And I think that's just the biggest problem I have with Goodwill, is just that it's getting ridiculous. I was in there about a year ago now. They had a Nintendo 64 console in there with no controllers or anything. It was the console and I think the power cord with it, nothing else. And they had it at $105.99. At that time, right now, if I were to sell an N64 on eBay, I might be able to sell it for $90, and that would be with a controller. And at that time, my local game stores may be selling them for around $115, and that would be with a controller in the expansion pack. So it was just nuts to see that that's what they wanted for it. And it was gone. I don't know if it sold or they sent it to Shop Goodwill, which we'll get into later. But it's just a weird thing of Goodwill's not worth looking for games at anymore. And I don't know if that's just my area, although I suspect it's not, because I don't see as many people talking about Goodwill for video games. But it's just just strange to see no video games. The rare thing that pops up in there is hideously overpriced. All their media used to be $1. It's now $1.99. The last time I saw a video game in there, which was maybe 6 months ago or something, and it was like a 360 game. It was something like $8 or something. And it's just not viable to look there anymore for games. And I've just completely stopped going to them for the most part. Maybe every once in a while, if I'm in an area that I don't usually go to, I'll check the Goodwill just to see hey, maybe it's not like this here. And most of the time it's not like that. Recently I was at a Goodwill that actually does the processing for the Shop Goodwill of their area. And I was looking at their media shelf and I was like, oh, okay, some interesting things here. Open up the case, empty case. Open up the case, wrong game. Open up the case. And I'm like, oh, I get it. They shipped it all here. Then they realized they couldn't put this stuff on Shop Goodwill, so they just threw it on the wall and hoped some idiot would buy it without looking. I get what they're doing here. And it's not great. And I recommend, if you can, going just to other thrift stores. I don't donate things to Goodwill. Goodwill has some somewhat shady practices that I'm not going to go into, that I just don't really like the company at large anyway. But I don't, I just go to other good thrift stores now. It's just, and I've noticed that other thrift stores are starting to do this too. The thrift stores that I usually donate stuff to, is an independent one, and I've noticed that they started doing more of the silent auction, more of the putting video games into glass cases and pricing them more. It's just, I think, just becoming a problem. And I know one thrift store nearby me puts stuff on Facebook Marketplace now, and I have more respect for that just because they're trying to make as much money as they can. Both of these thrift stores I just mentioned are actual charity stores. They have some employees, but most people are there volunteering, and they actually donate to, I know one donates Doctors Without Borders, different actual charities, where Goodwill has their Goodwill mission, quote unquote. And, they do hiring and stuff, and they do have their skilled labor training and everything like that. And they do hire people who are disadvantaged and disabled. But at the same time, they definitely have a nice payout for their higher ups too. And that's all I'm going to go into that. But I wanted to take a look at Shop Goodwill, their auction website now, and we'll see what we all think about what we see on there. And while we're wondering where all the game deals went, here they are right here. They're on shopgoodwill.com, Goodwill's very own auction website that they have. I have not checked this website in a while, and they've really beefed it up. It used to look like crap. They've definitely tried to make it look a little bit nicer. So from my experience, everything has been heading over to Shop Goodwill now. Anything and everything good. I know some people say almost anything with a barcode that's half decent will go to Shop Goodwill. Any kind of video game stuff is supposed to be sent there now. So I think that we should take a look through their video game selection and see what they have. Look at all their nice selections here. So let's all gaming, and this goes through everything. So everything, 8,000 results. You could filter it, I'm sure, but everything that's going to be across the country that is on Shop Goodwill. It's not just your area. And we'll get into some of the stuff that really makes me mad about shipping too. And I'm not saying that you can't get good deals on here. You can, I'm sure. If this doesn't go anywhere, $25 for a PlayStation 1's not horrible. They say it's tested. In my experience, Goodwill, when they say something's tested, it means that they turned it on and it worked. They plugged it in and it worked. That's not tested. That's, does it output video? Does the disc tray work? Does the disc reader work? Does the, memory card ports work? Because those go bad on PlayStations. Do the controller ports work? Those go bad. But they say it's tested. They claim it. I don't think you can do returns on Shop Goodwill. I think everything's final, so you want to be careful. But I'm not saying you can't get deals on here. I've gotten deals on Shop Goodwill before. I've done decently on some things on Shop Goodwill before. I'm just saying that it's kind of weird. And also a lot of people bid stuff up crazy. So let's kind of look here. I'm going to refresh because that's probably ended by now. Let's see what we got on here. Of course, I'm thinking Lego Star Wars games on PC. Why? Why would you send this into Shop Goodwill? I mean, PC games from the, that kind of games for Windows era, that mid-2000s. PC games in general after maybe 95 are not even really valuable in any way. With rare exception, but they're not really valuable. They don't really have anything that you would want or care of and value or anything. A lot of them you can't even play because they require codes. So the fact that, of course, not only are they putting this on here, but they're doing a starting bid of $8.99. $8.99 is their starting bid. I don't think they're going to get a bid on this. So we look at the shipping information. I hope this doesn't give my personal information. Okay, I'm going to put a fake zip code. We're going to put 42069 because that is Melbourne, Kentucky. I don't live anywhere near there. $8 to ship this is absurd. I mean, it's really absurd. They used to put in $4 handling fees. It doesn't look like they're doing it from this one. From Virginia to Kentucky, which, I'm in Ohio, so it's not too far, but I just don't want to give out my zip code, obviously, is just $8.64 is way too much from that. Something like this you could ship probably for, I mean, they're bigger, but I don't think they're going to be over a pound, and you probably would ship something like that, especially from here, for maybe $4 or something. So that's ridiculous, kind of adding to that profit. They also have mentioned before, and I don't know if they do this now, it didn't say there, they ship via media mail for their video game stuff. You can't do that. USPS actually says that you can't ship video games through media mail. So that's not great, because I know that if I did that, I'd probably get in trouble. I shipped something through media mail at one time that was media mail, and I got dinged for it. I got in trouble for it. So the fact that Goodwill's just blatantly doing this is like, okay. What else we got here? Xbox bundle. They have it upside down. But $43 is probably not the worst deal on that. Someone already donated the Xbox mini fridge. What's going on here? Why would you? Maybe they got this on like retail arbitrage or something. I don't know. I mean, stuff like this. This is just stuff that needs to just go out on the floor. You know, this can go out on the gaming shelves. They're actually probably hurting themselves on this technically, because we got 12 games, right? They usually price games at $1.99, so they could put this out, and probably all of these at some point would go. So maybe some of them for only 99 cents, but they probably all somewhere go, but they have one bid in. It's going to go for $9.99. They're actually technically hurting themselves, even if the shipping is ridiculous. They have a handling price of there's your handling price there. They have a handling price of $3 and a shipping price of $12. So from Washington, this would not go anywhere near $12 to ship this in any situation. Even if you could ship it from Washington to Maine and it wouldn't be that expensive, you know? So that's ridiculous. $15 to ship this garbage here. I just don't get it. I don't just put that stuff out for like $2 on the floor and someone will buy it. I don't know. That kind of thing just kind of irritates me. Parts only PS2. Like, okay. There was one up here. This just looked bad here. I think these symbols are like broken. I mean, the instruments, especially the Beatles rock band instruments, do have some value. So, I mean, maybe it's worth it for someone. I can't imagine that this is $5.50 handling. Handling is ridiculous. You can't charge handling for something. You know, you got this stuff for free and you charge handling on it. It just feels weird. $18 to ship. So $18, this is just how weird it is. $18 to ship all this junk, which would be a huge box more than likely. But $12 to ship, a couple PS2 games. Yeah, okay. Disney Infinity, whatever. 7 Wii games. I don't know why anyone would bother with this. I don't know. There's nothing very exciting here. There's 2 bids on here. What'd they start this at? It doesn't let you know. I don't know. Some of their bid starts are really weird. I saw they had like some repro stuff on here. Rock Band 4 has some value in this bundle. Everything else is like pretty much a dud. So I don't really get this one here. I think Skylanders might have some value, but everything else here is not very good. So I don't really get that. I don't know where they're getting the 20th anniversary edition controllers. I almost wonder sometimes if people don't understand what Goodwill is and they buy like nice stuff and they think, oh, this will be given away to someone less fortunate or something. They don't understand that it's just, so they buy these controllers thinking some poor kid at Christmas is going to get it, and then it just goes to shopgoodwill.com. I don't know. 2DS for repair. A bag of Wii condoms here. I mean, it's like, why can you not just put this out on the floor? Who's going to pay a starting bid of $9.99 for this? It's just the rubber things for the Wii. They're filthy. Who's going to pay $9.99 plus, the shipping? A handling fee of $3. Handling fee of $3 because you got to handle this bag and throw it into a box and then slap a label on it. It's so hard. I'm getting a little angry here. Shipping $22 for this. Come on, guys, wake up. What are you doing? $22 for shipping on a little bag of Wii condoms. Who's going to pay? Who? There's no bids on this. Who is going to pay $22? So you have to pay at least $10 here, plus $22. So you're at $32, plus the handling was $3. You are at $35 for a bag of Wii condoms. And they're not even in good condition. They're gross. I don't know. I just don't know what's wrong with them. I just don't get it. Let me see if I can find anything juicy here. There's a Nintendo Wii, no cover. This I would assume would go for $35.99. I can only imagine the shipping is like atrocious. Because $35.99 is not too bad. Case and manual only. That's another thing I feel like case and manual only stuff on Shop Goodwill feels kind of weird to me. I don't know. PlayStation 2 game lot. I mean, you might be able to do well with these game lots, especially if you're, trying to get some stock up on some low dollar stuff for like a store or something. This is kind of an interesting one here. Let's close that. With like Duelist of the Roses, Valkyrie Profile 2, the Onimusha trilogy, Kingdom Hearts. I mean, that's not a bad little bundle. I don't know what the value on that would be, but it feels weird. Because another thing here, so I bought a game one time from Shop Goodwill. It was a copy of NBA. So in the picture they had Xbox game. They put Xbox game, but they had a picture. The first picture was Fusion Frenzy and NBA Street Volume 3, which that's a pretty reasonably valuable game. And I was able to get this auction for pretty cheap. And it comes in and it's only Fusion Frenzy. So I emailed them. I'm like, what's up? You have 2 pictures in this here. And they're like, oh, this was only for the Fusion Frenzy game. And I'm like, but why did you have another game in the pictures if it's not for that? And they were like, oh, we can't do anything. And then I look at the disc for the Fusion Frenzy and it's all scratched up. I'm like, see, this is all scratched up. So I don't know. I don't think they do returns. And I don't want to speak on that because I don't know if that's true or not. But I don't think they do returns. And it's just a weird thing of like, why would I buy... You guys get this inventory for free. Why would I come on here and buy something that has the opportunity to be completely scratched? Could be the wrong game inside. You never know. They don't check that stuff. And maybe some Goodwill, like they have like the different Goodwill of different places, of different cities. Maybe some Goodwill organizations are better on that stuff than others. But I have no idea if these are the right games inside. I have no idea of any of that. So it just feels really strange, and I'm not sure why. Why you would do that. You can go to eBay. You can get it, get something you return. I know not everyone has game stores near them, but game stores are going to probably be a better deal. Get something that you can return, and with Shop Goodwill, it's just such a thing of like, look at this. Okay, here's another one. These Energizer things, I'm going to be honest, guys, you guys might not like to do this. When I get these Wii chargers, I throw these away. They're worthless. You can't do anything with them. The rechargeable batteries are almost completely shot by this point. I mean, they're old. So you can't do anything with this. And they're trying at a starting bid of $6.99, trying to come in here and act like, and it's just a buy it now, or a pure buy now item. So I can come in here and buy it now for $6.99, get a handling price of $2, and just to ship it into my region, I guess, it would be $8. So $10.79 on the shipping handling plus this for a Wii charger that's worthless and doesn't even have the batteries for it. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder if this is real. I don't think this is going to be real. Let me know. I'm not as good as identifying Pokemon stuff in pictures. I can identify it pretty well in person, but on pictures, I think this looks pretty crap. I don't know. It looks really blurry. I can't imagine this is real. They've had some repro stuff and some fake stuff on here before. Does this mention it being repro? Because they had like a repro Duck Dodgers for N64 on here, and it was just obviously fake. It didn't even use the right. It didn't even use the right cartridge artwork. It was wild. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, maybe you can get this stuff on here. Look at this one here. 3DS bundle. This was obviously at a garage sale or something. They had $1 on one of the games here. So I'm going to guess this stuff was probably cheap. They can't at least take the little piece of tape off. They can't at least do that before they take the pictures and list it. It's just weird to me. I don't know. This isn't a particularly great bundle either. The system doesn't seem in good shape. It doesn't have the original stylus. Someone's bidding this up to $152. I don't understand. I'm not going to judge people what they do with their money. I don't really care. What is Dream Cheeky? Just put this stuff out on the store on the shelves. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, some old PC stuff, VTech Flash controller. I don't know. It feels very strange to me. I just don't really. It's very clear that whoever's running Shop Goodwill doesn't understand video games, and the people who buy. Oh, look, these relisted. This relisted at least, or maybe it didn't. That wasn't the one that was ending. Never mind. It's very clear that the people who run Shop Goodwill don't know anything about video games other than they hear, oh man, these video games going for good money, and they throw them up on the store. And that's why I can't find video game stuff in any of my local Goodwills anymore, and that's why I gave up. I mean, look at this, like disc-only Michael Jackson on Wii and Mario. Another one of these charge stands for the Wii. It's just really strange. Skylanders Portal, Pokemon. Look at this. I'll finish off on this one because I don't want to be harping on this too long. These stupid things you get at like the dollar store. They're pricing these at $8.95. Once again, I donate these to a thrift store that's not Goodwill because I know some people would want these, but I don't throw them away. They might throw them away when they get them there, but at least I'm not throwing them away. No, you used to buy these things at the dollar store. Why are you starting this at $8.95? We put in the shipping. Handling prices at $2.99. So total shipping and handling is $15.89. On an already outrageous price of $9 on this, you're paying like $25 for this, for pieces of plastic that you put your Wii remote in. Like, please don't stop. I don't know. It's ridiculous. I just don't even know what to say other than Shop Goodwill is ridiculous. I genuinely, it's very out of touch with anything, with anyone who's buying video games. And I know you can get deals on there, but the vast majority of this stuff just needs to go out on the shelves. I do kind of take a little umbrage with the fact that they get this stuff for free. And I know they have to run a business. They have, overhead. They have employees. I know they have all of that. But majority of this stuff just needs to not... You're wasting time listing Lego Star Wars PC games and Wii accessories for ridiculous prices on Shop Goodwill. You're wasting time with that kind of thing. And you would be better off just putting this stuff on the shelves and someone would buy it. I just don't get it. Leapster cars, $10.99 for this. I see these things all the time. No one wants these things. Leapster cars. It's not like, why? Why is there a handling price of $1.50? You plop this into an envelope, you're done. And this, okay, something like this. I haven't looked at the shipping yet. Something like this to ship would be with my eBay, which I'm sure they have some kind of discount because they're a massive company. With my eBay store, this would be something like maybe $325, $330 maybe. What do they have it at? To ship Leapster cars. How? Come on, guys. How? From Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania to Kentucky. Maybe some people who aren't so good with geography, people outside of the United States, don't know how close that is. I mean, that's reasonably close. I mean, that's not anything. $14.52 to ship this. This isn't even probably 3 ounces. It's ridiculous. It's such a egregious price gouging marketplace. It's just I really find it's definitely predatory to people who don't know what they're doing, to people who are going in there thinking that they're getting deals because it's Goodwill. I'm getting deals on here. You're not getting a deal on this, at least. Maybe you're getting a deal somewhere, but I would be very wary with what you get on there. Just because in my experience, I got a scratched game. They sent me something. They didn't send me something and then wouldn't do anything about it. And just in general, I mean, look at these shipping prices. Any deal you might be able to get on here is going to be completely, annulled by the shipping prices, which are just outrageous. And that's all I really have to say about this. I would avoid Shop Goodwill. If you know how to make it work and get deals on here, by all means. But why is this one $10.99? This one is brand new and has other stuff in it. And the other one was $8.99. It had 2 things. I don't know. I'm going to have a stroke or something. I'm getting worked up. I would just say avoid it if you can. I would not recommend it. And it's a shame. I used to get great finds at Goodwills, and now there's just nothing. There's nothing on the shelves. I showed you a couple Goodwills earlier. There's nothing on the shelves. There's nothing to find there anymore. So it's really a shame. And I think a lot of other thrift stores are following suit, which is also a shame. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. What your luck with Goodwill is now. If you had any luck with Shop Goodwill, another thing I've had with them real quick is I remember buying a complete in box game from them and they sent it in a bubble mailer and it got crushed. So great, But I'd like to thank you for watching. Leave a comment down below your thoughts. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Follow me on Twitter at ObjoGaming. Leave a like if you enjoyed.